My name is John McKeon, and I'm the moderator for the Teradata Aprimo River community, Teradata and Aprimo's largest customer community. You can connect with us at teradataRiver2.com. Today, we're talking with Lisa Lewis, Aprimo Systems Manager for Focus on the Family. Lisa is presenting this year at the Partners Conference called Using Aprimo to Drive Multi-Dimensional Integrated Marketing. Lisa, welcome to the River.
Thank you, John.
Lisa, the whole chore challenge of integrating marketing is a daunting one, but actually when you get it right, it's amazing in terms of the output. When you're actually looking at taking all of what you're doing and actually putting it on one system, that's an amazing impact on efficiencies and effectiveness. Tell me what you're doing with Aprimo at Focus on the Family with this.
Well, John, one of the dimensions of integration that we've really been trying to drive at Focus on the Family is marketing execution, integrating all of the steps of a marketing activity in one system in Aprimo that really gives us visibility advantages and efficiencies and effectiveness that we didn't have before. The slide that's on integrated marketing execution, there's a flow there to a marketing activity. And when we first implemented Aprimo, we just did step one in Aprimo, project definition, approval, and workflow, which was great as a workflow tool. But then we added offer management next and started setting up within offer management the source codes for our marketing activities. Again, it gave us one system of record for source codes, which was great. But recently, we've added parts 3, 4, and 5 there with our segmentation and pulling all of our lists in Aprimo, sending all of our emails and doing cultivation in Aprimo with Interaction Manager, and then Aprimo reports for reporting. And that has really completed the whole cycle. The whole flow of what we do for marketing activities is now in Aprimo, and it's really helped us to have one system, everybody working in that one system, one system to go to get information, so the efficiencies and integrating all of it across that whole marketing activity life cycle have really helped us to be able to complete more marketing activities with fewer people.
Lisa, what happens when you have, and you have a fairly complex business, what happens when all these people are responding into all these different channels? How do you actually respond to them in a cohesive and a coherent manner?
Well, that's another dimension of marketing integration that we're trying to drive at Focus on the Family. And that, again, has been enabled by Aprimo and specifically Interaction Manager and cultivation or nurturing. Sometimes people will call it within the marketing community. The slide that we have up on driving integrated marketing channels with cultivation shows you each of our key outcome areas for our ministry: M for marriage, P for parenting, K is kids, C is culture, and so on. And what that diagram is showing you is underneath that, those individual boxes, for example, under marriage, we have people who will respond at focusonthefamily.com to something related to marriage. They might listen to a radio broadcast that would have marriage as a topic. They might have purchased a book or resource dealing with marriage. So there's a number of different ways that people come in and are inbound marketing and want content and respond. And what we're doing with those people is all those various channels, we're bringing those people in their names, and we're asking for email addresses, and we're driving them to one marriage cultivation track. And having that one track, it's automated in Aprimo, so we can give them multiple touches in an automated fashion, and we can take everybody coming in from those multiple channels, and by having them in one cultivation track, they all get a coherent, cohesive message and look and feel and response from Focus on the Family.
Well, Lisa, that sounds really interesting, but what happens when you have an outcome? What happens when you have various programs and various objectives? How do you tie it all together on the back end?
So relating this, the multi-channel marketing, I talked about marriage, parenting, kids, culture. Well, those are actually ministry-wide outcomes that we're driving towards. And this measuring key ministry outcomes and objectives slides shows what those outcomes are. Underneath those are our ministry objectives. So there's 13 ministry-wide objectives that we want to accomplish with all of our marketing activities and our other activities for the ministry also. But for marketing specifically, we have in the past just really been very haphazard in, okay, how do we relate what we're doing in marketing to our ministry-wide outcomes and objectives? Well, just recently we have used Aprimo to help accomplish that and to really get integration from marketing activities all the way up to yearly plans and to these ministry-wide objectives. And the slide on integrated measurement structure shows how we have everyone who does a marketing activity, they must relate that activity to two things, to a KMI objective and then up to a program in Aprimo, which we've set up programs related to our initiative action plans, our yearly plans for each area of the ministry. So because we have that structure set up in Aprimo, and then we pull that structure from the Aprimo database into our ministry data repository, our central database, then when people respond, we track the source code that they're coming in and they're responding on, and you'll notice that source code is part of the structure, this whole structure that's put in the ministry data repository. And when they respond, we can relate what they responded to the activity that elicited the response, to the KMI objective that activity is under, and to the program, the yearly plan. So having that structure in Aprimo then facilitates the structure that we're reporting on a ministry-wide basis. And it's really enabled organizational-wide reporting that we haven't had before, or that has been very, very difficult. This is really a framework for us that we can use across the whole ministry to roll up our activities to the objectives that we're trying to accomplish and to our yearly results.
Lisa Lewis, Aprimo Systems Manager for Focus on the Family. She'll be presenting at Partners Conference. If you are on the journey of integrated marketing, you would really like to see this session. It should be really informative. Lisa, thank you very much.
Sure.